Welcome to LyFiveElements, where we are dedicated to sharing the wisdom of traditional Chinese metaphysics with the world. Our mission is to teach complex subjects like the four pillars of destiny, Qi Feng Shui, and more in simple, easy to understand English. Subscribe and share our content to help spread this ancient knowledge. Your support is what drives us forward. We also offer personalized one-on-one consultations to guide you on your metaphysical journey. Feel free to leave a comment or contact us directly for more information. Thank you for being part of our community. Hello everyone, I'm Marvin. In the last lesson, we learned about the common divine stars and how they affect your life when they appear in the Bazi chart. Today, we will further discuss more divine stars and their uses where some are quite inauspicious. The first commonly seen star is the peach blossom, which mainly represents the god of romance, promiscuity, and infidelity. Generally, people who have the peach blossom in their destiny tend to have poor concepts of chastity. They are likely to have relationships with multiple partners simultaneously. Some men, even if they are penniless and not particularly attractive, because their birth chart contains many peach blossom elements, will inexplicably have many women willing to sleep with them. Some women, even if they look ordinary, will still flirt and have multiple boyfriends before marriage if their birth chart contains many peach blossom elements. After marriage, they may still engage in extramarital affairs. Therefore, the peach blossom is considered an inauspicious star. There are different types of peach blossom deity, including skewed peach blossom calamity, peach blossom misfortune, upright peach blossom outside the wall, peach blossom punishment, peach blossom harmony, bathing peach blossom, water peach blossom injury, and peach blossom luck. Each has its own characteristics. Some people might not have peach blossom in their natal chart, but if they encounter peach blossom in their major luck cycle or annual luck cycle, they will also experience romantic affairs and peach blossom luck. Let's use an example here. We see that there is a peach blossom element in this case. What can you conclude from this? You can deduce that between the ages of 19 and 36, he was under the influence of the peach blossom star, simultaneously dating multiple partners. Moreover, where is his peach blossom located? It is seated in a direct officer position at Mao. For a man, the direct officer represents his sun, so you can also conclude that his sun is very charming and popular. This is one of the meanings of the peach blossom star. The peach blossom star should not be overly abundant. If there are too many peach blossom elements, a person may become promiscuous, engaging in relationships with multiple partners simultaneously, and even being unfaithful after marriage. While the peach blossom star can have positive aspects, such as making a person likable and charismatic, an excess of peach blossom can lead to a desolate private life. If your natal chart does not contain peach blossom, encountering it in your major luck cycle or annual luck cycle can still lead to romantic affairs. For example, if someone is born in the year of the dog, during the lunar month of Mao, which is the second month of the lunar calendar, they may experience romantic encounters initiated by others. Similarly, if someone is born in the year of the monkey, the 8th lunar month can also bring peach blossom events. The method of checking peach blossom is based on the day branch and year branch of the natal chart to check other earthly branches. This method is taught in my intermediate course. Send me a message to find out more. Over time, everyone will become familiar with these patterns. Let's introduce the second commonly seen star. This star is also considered inauspicious and is called robbery disaster, which is a malignant star. Generally, it primarily brings disputes, financial losses, illnesses, injuries, and penalties. People with robbery disaster in their destiny often experience frequent thefts at home. Additionally, robbery disaster signifies bravery and a disregard for death. For example, If a person's day element is strong and they have robbery disaster in their destiny, they might be suited for military or police roles. In ancient times, this would describe a general who was fearless and invincible, charging forward to kill the enemy. However, if a person's birth chart contains 2 or more instances of robbery disaster, it becomes problematic. Such individuals are likely to have violent tendencies, fearlessness, and a propensity for criminal behavior, potentially becoming robbers or thieves. Whether a person has robbery disaster in the birth chart or not varies. Those with robbery disaster often find their belongings mysteriously stolen or lost, not necessarily by someone, but simply disappearing without explanation. Moreover, they might harbor deep-seated urges to steal. If the natal chart does not contain robbery disaster, encountering it during the major luck cycle or annual luck cycle can still trigger misfortunes. Robbery disaster not only signifies theft, but also potential robbery and illnesses. This is an introduction to robbery disaster. Let's take a look at the same birth chart where we have introduced the peach blossom star. Here, we see the presence of the robbery disaster. Where does this robbery disaster manifest? It is in his children palace and his later years palace under the hour pillar. From this, you can deduce that he might suffer from chronic illnesses in his later years. Additionally, you can infer that one of his children might develop bad habits such as theft, as robbery disaster appears in both the children palace and the later years palace. In our previous lesson, we specifically discussed what each of the 4 pillars represents in terms of palaces. You can refer back to those lessons for more detailed information. Another inauspicious star is disaster or calamity, which is one of the most inauspicious stars. If a person's destiny contains disaster or calamity, they are often plagued by misfortune. This star brings about illnesses, lawsuits, imprisonment, financial loss, and various other adversities. Does this mean that if this disaster star is in your natal chart, you will face such misfortune? There are 3 protective stars that can protect you from the disaster star, and we have introduced them in the previous lesson. They are the heavenly E, heavenly virtue, and monthly virtue nobleman. If there are no protective stars such as heavenly E nobleman, heavenly virtue nobleman, or monthly virtue nobleman in the 4 pillars, there might be bloodshed or sudden death. We will provide more methods to resolve this inauspicious star in the next few minutes. The difference between robbery disaster and disaster or calamity star is that robbery disaster is relatively less harmful. If disaster calamity star appears in a person's destiny without any protective stars, you can generally predict that this person will face imprisonment and is likely to engage in deceitful behavior. The accuracy of such predictions is very high. If disaster calamity is present in the natal chart, it indicates misfortune. Even if the natal chart does not contain disaster calamity star, encountering it during the major luck cycle or annual luck cycle can still trigger adverse events. Let's look at a case to illustrate. You can see that this person has 2 disaster calamity stars. And having too many is not good. What is the real life situation of this person? In his teenage years, he was bullied and coerced into a fight. He went to fight and ended up seriously injuring the other person, who later died from the injuries. As a result, he was sentenced to life imprisonment, although his friends were not affected. However, due to good behavior in prison, his sentence was reduced and he was released after serving about 20 years. The disaster calamity star in his destiny was very detrimental, and his birth chart lacked protective stars to mitigate it. Let's look at another case. This person also has disaster calamity. Here is one disaster calamity star. However, this person was not adversely affected. He made some mistakes and had a close brush with the law. It is a near miss or narrow escape from a more serious legal trouble. Why is this so? Despite having disaster calamity star, he also has heavenly E nobleman in the same pillar. The presence of heavenly E nobleman indicates that although he had issues with the law, he was saved by someone. In our previous lesson, we learned that heavenly E nobleman is a star that helps in times of need, providing critical assistance. Let us look at some ways to counteract the disaster calamity star. To counteract disaster calamity star, protective stars such as the heavenly E nobleman, heavenly virtue nobleman, and the monthly virtue nobleman can mitigate the effects, transforming misfortune into good luck. If a person's birth chart with disaster calamity star lacks these auspicious stars, they are more likely to experience imprisonment, bloodshed, or sudden death. If you fall ill, you should see a doctor. If you encounter bad luck, you can seek a destiny consultant to help adjust your fortune, which is perfectly normal. Besides consulting a professional, you can also accumulate good deeds. On the 1st and 15th days of the lunar month, you can release animals such as small fish and turtles, if the laws of your country allows it. You can also adopt Buddhist or Taoist practices or from another faith. Avoid harming others, and helping people can also alleviate many predestined misfortunes. These are some ways to counteract the disaster calamity star. Let us look at the next inauspicious star, the blood blade star. The blood blade star is mainly associated with blood-related incidents, leading to physical injuries and bloodshed. People with the blood blade star in their destiny are particularly prone to accidents involving bleeding, such as surgeries or hospitalizations. They tend to be more sensitive to sharp objects like knives and swords compared to the average person. Minor injuries might involve cuts and bruises, while severe cases can lead to life-threatening situations, such as car accidents. Individuals with blood blade star in their birth chart will experience blood-related incidents throughout their life, though the severity may vary. Even if a person's natal chart does not have blood blade star, they can still experience blood-related events when blood blade appears during their major luck cycle or annual luck cycle due to the movement of stars. If the day master is strong and also has blood blade, the person is prone to accidents involving blood. For instance, if they drop and break a teacup, they might get injured by the shards. For those with a weaker day master, having blood blade often means they might undergo surgeries due to illnesses. When ship blade star, blood blade star, and traveling horse star appear together in one pillar, it increases the likelihood of bloodshed from car accidents, as traveling horse star signifies vehicles. People with this combination should be especially cautious when driving or traveling and consider getting personal accident insurance. Having multiple instances of blood blade star in the birth chart significantly increases the likelihood of bloodshed. If there are no protective stars like heavenly virtue, monthly virtue, or heavenly E nobleman, and without the protective influence of direct resource, there is a higher risk of sudden death. For women, having blood blade star in their destiny can lead to complications during childbirth, such as difficult labor or severe bleeding. It is crucial for them to take extra precautions during delivery. Lastly, we will introduce some other divine stars. These stars are generally not used often because their verification rate is relatively low. However, it is good to be aware of them. Detailed methods for identifying them and their descriptions can be found through a Google search. The charting software we currently use has already listed all the commonly used stars. For part of the course regarding divine stars, memorization is not necessary. Simply understanding them is sufficient. Have a look at some of the other divine stars I have listed here. If you are interested in other common divine stars that are not listed here, let me know and I will send it to you. This concludes our course on common divine stars. Today, we learn about the common inauspicious divine stars and how they affect your life when they appear in the Bazi chart. In the next lesson, we will further discuss the heavenly stems and the earthly branches. Don't miss out. Hit subscribe and share to join us on this incredible journey of discovery. Your support fuels our passion to keep creating. Any questions or need personalized guidance? Leave us a comment or get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for being part of the LY5Elements family. If anything is unclear, feel free to drop a comment below. I would love to discuss and explore these topics with you. And for those of you who want to understand your Bazi chart but find the learning process too complicated, you can always message me for a one-on-one consultation. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Your support truly motivates me to keep sharing this knowledge. See you in the next lesson.